Coach, if you could start with an opening statement and then get to some questions.
Well, gosh, it's been a while since we've won a ball game. You know, we played a lot of people close, and you know, I was in our pregame radio. I was talking about I thought that our last 5 games we were actually playing pretty good basketball. Of course, we were playing without some key players. This gentleman to my left, who means so much to myself personally, but also our team, but our program and university. Had been without him and a number of other players, as y'all probably already know, and you know, of course, it was not having all of our guys. I think there were a lot of people, you know, that probably had just felt like we were going to come over here and throw the towel in, but our guys didn't feel like that. And of course, we had 2 very close games with UTSA. We'd beaten them 1, and then they just blew us out in an overtime game a few weeks back in Hattiesburg. But going back to what I was saying, in our last 5 games, we had lost 2 games in overtime. We had an opportunity to tie a game on the last second 3, and then had played 2 other, I thought, really, really solid games. And so I felt like that we were playing good enough basketball, and if we could just get Tyler back, and of course tonight we got Jerron Pierre back as well to give us a little more depth. And one thing that served us well was a couple of guys that had not played a ton earlier in the year, but over the last 3 or 4 weeks when we had so many guys out, and I want to point those guys as Denaje Harris and Jeff Armstrong. I thought they were just so solid, and that served them well, that experience and playing time that they got over the last month that probably would not have gotten, or certainly not as much, if we had you know, all of our players. And you know, we had one of our first bigs off the bench, Tyler Mormon, got a concussion in our game last. I mean, it's just like every day, you know, it seemed like something was happening. But I think they've almost gotten immune to it, and they're resilient. I did talk about Tyler a little bit. You know, some folks were asking me at home, you know, when's Tyler going to be back? And I think, and of course Tyler can speak for himself, but I think he set out Saturday, but he was kind of maybe could have gone, but there was really no reason to play him you know, because it's a tournament. But had Saturday been a tournament game, had that been the start of the tournament, I think Tyler probably would have played because he knows what was at stake. So, of course, we tried to give him a few extra days of rest and recovery, and I thought that he and Jerron really were big differences in the games tonight, as well as the other guys. But just really, really proud of our team. A lot of people would have thrown the towel in considering what they face and haven't had a ton of success, but they continued to work hard every day and get better, and I'm very proud of them. I'm just tickled to death.
I have some questions for that.
Yeah, so was it one of the final plays? I thought Armstrong kind of got stuck about midcourt, something like that. He ripped the ball from him. You can kind of take me through that play, Tyler.
Trying to remember which one.
I think when we got it and we came on the fast break and Jeff made a play, we stole it and Jeff made a play, ended up throwing it to Napper, and he ended up and then throwing it to you, and you made a huge play. Yeah.
Just going off what Coach said about guys like Jeff. Jeff doesn't always play, but when his name is called, he's ready to step up and he's going to play and give it everything he's got. And on that play, I think, you know, he was just so determined just to stay locked in on defense, came in with the steal. He made a great pass to Waylon Napper, and then Waylon Napper made a great pass to me and just finished it. So it really just was an everything and just keep going at it type thing.
Coach, so like you have all these guys out, right? Is it difficult to kind of call a game? Are you prepping? Like, you get in. I mean, how deep in practice you get? You know, like
Tonight was almost impossible. We tried to stay real simple as best we could, but you had a lot of players, like for instance, Denaje Harris playing out of position. Playing a spot that he hasn't played all year tonight and then of course DeAndre Pinckney, who I thought got off to a great start in the second half, he of course picked up his 4th foul. So we were really out of sorts, so to speak, in terms of personnel and guys playing out of position. So I have to give our guys credit for that, and they fought through it. And we just stayed with some simple actions that we had that I think they all could run in different positions. And I think Tyler, we probably ran 2 out about 6 or 7 straight times down and toward the end, and I think we scored on most of those. So I just was trying to get them in something that they could run. But I thought our guys were resilient. They were hungry to win. They've never lost hope or their fight about them, and that's what I'm proud about, because so many times and situations that like we've been in, people have a tendency to quit, and our guys just haven't done that. So I'm tickled to death with that.
So like in a tournament environment, I think there's a lot of uncomfortable situations. Do you think that you're being used to being uncomfortable?
Well, if that counts for anything, I tell you this: we should win the tournament if it comes as far as uncomfortable and guys being out of ball games, right, Tyler? I mean, we should if that counts for anything, we're certainly prepared for that. I mean, even in terms of our travel, I think, and that's my athletic director right over here. We've had 4 straight road trips where something has happened. We've had 3 canceled flights where we've ended up having to take buses, come back the next day. Of course, we get over here and that something's wrong with the fuel line of the bus. I mean, but you know what? It's happened so much. Just like you just said, your question. It's like let's just make the best of it, you know. And our guys kind of took that attitude on the floor, you know. Got even short benched. We were in some pretty serious foul trouble, and but we just guys would go in and play another spot, and you got guys like Jeff Armstrong who again just ready when his name's called. All he does, he's just a winner, and ended up making some great plays. So I think uncomfortability, I think, is who we are right now.
Just one more for Tyler. So I mean, obviously coming back, I mean it's not super easy to just get back into some of the things. How comfortable did you feel out there, or how long did it take you to feel? I guess like yourself out there.
I wasn't trying to think about my injury or anything like that. I was just trying to go out there and, it's win to go home. I was trying to give everything I had, hurt or not, because I knew we needed this win. Our team really wanted this win. We worked really hard for it. I went in with the mindset of hurt or not, I got to give it everything I have, no matter what.
I've got one last one for you, Coach. I'm sure you want to enjoy this one for a little bit, but looking ahead to tomorrow, how do you guys feel you match up with you?
Well, Florida Atlantic is very good, and they're well coached. They beat us pretty good on the back end of a road trip in Florida, and they caused some problems for very active and quick guards. Very well coached team, and we're going to have to play. We'll have to play first of all with great energy and desire. Really going to have to guard them if we're going to have a chance to beat them, of course. But it's tournament time, and I hope our guys remember. Like I said, they knocked us around pretty good, and especially in the second half of our game down in Boca Raton. But I have the utmost respect for them, and looking forward to tomorrow night's ball game.
Thank you all very much. We appreciate it.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Congratulations. Good luck tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.